Well, hello.
What's up?
What the fuck?
Oh my god, I'm on my hair.
I never see you ever, and it hurts my heart.
What do you mean? I'm looking at you right now, cunt.
I know, but I've gone from seeing you like 25 times a week.
Oh. Well, you're gonna... No, don't touch me.
Oh.
Ew, brother. No, you'll see me lots next weekend.
What are we doing next weekend?
Pa's birthday
I don't think.
on the Sunday.
No, I think that's a couple of weeks away.
25th. It's the 18th today.
No, it's not the 18th today.
It's the 18th today.
Oh, I thought it was 2 weeks away. That means I get paid this week.
Girl. Yeah. Wow.
Yay.
Life is worth a living.
Oh my god, that's made my day. Hell yeah.
Jackie's gonna listen to that and be like, Caitlin, what the fuck? Yeah.
Oh fuck. I honestly thought it was 2 weeks. Oh my god, we get paid this way. Okay. What have you been doing?
I have
Without
been,
me?
This is Slater News, everyone. I have been sobbing over Lisa and Andrew's.
So I haven't heard from you.
Yeah. Chronically sobbing over Lisa and Andrew's vow renewal video on Instagram.
Yeah.
Why does it go for 10 hours?
It's gone viral because you just have it on loop.
I'm like, from the top. Nah. Stunning.
That's her original wedding dress as well.
Stop.
I
Cut
don't
the
even
cameras.
fit into jeans that I bought last year, let
Cameras.
alone a
Dude,
wedding
I don't
dress.
even fit shit that I bought 2 weeks ago.
Let alone a wedding dress from
God.
25 years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nah. True love exists.
Bless.
Not for me, but
Oh.
for those two it does.
Oh, fuck. Mum was
must be
telling me.
nice.
Mum was telling me that she showed Nana, and Nana goes, "Why are they getting married again?"
Another time?
She was so confused. Oh, bless. It was
God,
cute.
no.
And then Jack in his little influencer, like content creator era with his little camera
Behind the
thing
scenes videos.
Stop! This man doesn't post to social
God.
media 365 days a year.
Good
but
to know
then
you're
post,
alive,
like,
Jack. Yeah.
But then post like 4 videos.
I'm like, nah, fair. You're on location,
I
my
was
dude.
overwhelmed.
So surprised. I was like, where's the car?
Oh.
Where's the vehicle? Not a vehicle in sight. Wow, the greatest gift of all,
Not
really.
a lift kit among us.
We're not at carsales.com? What do you mean? What do you mean?
Oh, bless. Yeah, no, it is a
Nah,
good video.
that's what's consumed me this week. That's my review for this week, actually. You guys? Short episode. No, what else have I been doing? Nah. Girl, I don't know. You know what I have? Okay. I want to get back into watching YouTube videos.
Okay.
And I've started watching... What's her name? Is her name just Vanilla?
Oh, Vanilla Maze. I'm so
Yes.
glad you brought this up.
She is so fucking funny.
So fucking funny.
So funny.
Yeah.
Like, she deserves all the success because she's just so pure and just, oh my fucking God, just such a laugh. Like, Jenna Marbles kind of vibe.
Yeah.
But, like, just fucking funnier.
Where has she been this whole time? Because I cannot stop watching her on TikTok.
It's what the world needs right now.
Yeah.
That will get me through the recession, without a doubt.
Oh, all her blind box
Oh,
openings.
she
and
always gets the one that she doesn't want.
She's like, I really don't want this one, this one, this one.
She's like, this one's fucking fugly.
And she opens it, she's like, oh.
The ugly
And
one.
the one where she gets the 2 Christmas trees, she's like, oh, who is you?
So good.
Oh, no, I am actually upset. Apparently she is like a gaming streamer on
yeah,
Twitch.
she streams on Twitch, yeah.
And suddenly I need to
I don't
download
have
Twitch
time
again.
for time zones with that, but she has a YouTube account as well.
Yeah, okay. Like her YouTube shit's obviously good.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I've only ever seen the TikTok stuff.
Yeah, I would recommend.
Okay, I need to watch that. I'm so glad you
So fucking funny.
And all the blind box, that was like my first time seeing it, I was like, this is Danica coded to the fucking
Literally.
T.
She's been on Drew Afualo's podcast as well, I think.
Yeah, I did see that. And she talks about someone like saying something about her hair. Like, you probably don't like your hair.
You probably hate your hair, but I love it. She's like, bitch, what the fuck?
And if you look at all the comments on her TikToks, it's saying that. It's like, you probably hate your hair, but I love it.
So funny.
So fucking good. So good.
What have you been up to?
So the Lilo and Stitch movie comes out this week. And I've been seeing all these TikTok videos of some, I'm guessing Disney made like a life-size robot of Stitch, but it looks like a real Stitch who is just gallivanting around America right now in this little pink car driving up and down Santa Monica Boulevard.
Who is this diva?
I saw one video where Stitch is like sitting at the cinema counter scanning people's like movie like tickets and shit for them.
You would pass away.
No,
if you went into Event Cinema and Stitch was there.
That's my Beyonce. Like if there was a life-size robotic Stitch, I would steal the fuck out of it. You're coming home with me. Get in my bag.
You're pulling it.
No.
And all the like
the wires,
exposed wires are just short-circuiting, and you're
starting
like,
a fire behind
yeah,
me.
literally.
No, I need it. And then I've seen that you can get like Stitch blind boxes now. And I'm like, this is a really bad time to not be spending money. Like really bad. I need it. Like scratching
because
once
this movie's like done,
that's
see
it.
you later.
Yeah,
The resurgence is over.
Yeah, we're gonna have a Stitch recession.
Yeah.
But we need to go see that in cinema.
Yeah.
I've told Mark that's the next family cinema session.
At least it's one Jackie will enjoy.
What's your complaint about this one too? It's one Brody can sit through.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, see?
Fun for the whole family.
Yeah, exactly. I've also decided that I care about my hair this week.
Okay.
So, but again, emphasis on the fact that I'm really trying to save money. And I've said that every episode. We're like 91 or 90 episodes in now, and I've said it every week. But I really mean it that I'm saving money. So what I did was... You're gonna bash me. So I was doing my food shopping, right?
Oh my god.
And sometimes I like to peruse the like beauty shampoo and conditioner aisle, just get a vibe for what's out, right? And have you seen those Garnier hair food like hair masks?
Oh yeah,
pots?
they're meant to be good.
Okay, good. Okay, so you're not gonna bash me. They were half price, okay, and they had a macadamia one, and I smelt it, and I was like, "You smell delish," and it was $7.50, and I was like, "I can afford that. Let me try it because I really want to like, I don't know, I just want my hair's like dry and gross, and I want it to look like, you know, people on TV who use Kerastase or whatever it is, but without using Kerastase because I can't afford it. So I bought it, and I've used it. And I feel, I mean, maybe it's a placebo effect, but I feel like my hair looks better. I also did straighten it though.
Slay.
So yes, that's my obsession this week.
Rock and roll.
Otherwise, just same old playing Monopoly. Still watching Vanderpump Rules. Did win a game of Monopoly this morning.
Oh, hell yeah.
Huge win as well.
Wow, big ups.
Did play some Sims yesterday only for the game to crash after I spent 3 hours building a unit complex. So that's going to piss me off.
No.
But yeah, that's what I've been doing. So Coco's just licking your titties. Barbecue sauce on your titties.
On my titties. Thank you.
So yeah.
That's nice.
But you've done show notes this week.
I've done show notes this week. Am I going to look at them though? No. Okay.
Well, I'll prompt you.
No, let me.
Okay.
Let me get them up. Do you want to kick things off while I load this? Go off a tangent.
Okay, let me sing everyone a song or something. What else could I talk about while you load your show notes?
Where are the show notes? Why are they not coming up for me?
Google Docs, episode 90. Who likes this admin hour? I'm wearing the same pajamas that I wore in last week's episode for those watching at home on YouTube. Different jumper though. Mixing it up a little bit, but don't worry because I did wash them between episodes. They're just really comfy, and I have no reason to be dressing up on this podcast.
Do really great pajamas.
Yeah, they do.
Really great pajamas.
Really good pajamas.
All right, Abbie, Chatfield, and Clementine Ford. Ding, ding.
There we go.
Let's fucking go. Right. So earlier this week, Abbie Chatfield posted on her Instagram stories, but then posted them to TikTok, a series of videos speaking out about Clementine Ford, alleging that Clementine has been consistently defaming her across social media platforms. And so it's this whole palaver because Clementine Ford has this Substack. Do you have Substack?
No, what the fuck is Substack?
Substack is so good. Okay, this is another recommendation. You need to get this. It's like it's an app, right? And just people can write like little blog posts or articles and you can just read them.
I'm becoming an author.
It's honestly, it's such a fun time. Like, let me get up my Substack and this is
Do you write?
No, God, no. Yuck.
I was like, read me your poetry.
Absolutely not. I'm going to show you things that I've saved though, because this will give you a kind of vibe for.
This is like Tumblr all over again.
Yeah. All right, here we go. So I have saved, dump your matcha and have a cigarette, bitch. Where's the fucking love? Can intellectual intimacy replace physical desire? Your phone is why you don't feel sexy. I don't want to be cool. I just want to be me. Good accessories make ordinary outfits a little extra.
Is that it, or are these like the headings of articles?
No, these are just headings of the articles.
Oh, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, yep.
Every relationship is parasocial now. Why you feel estranged from your friends? It's not just the phones. See, you get a vibe.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But anyway, it's all these little articles. They vary in length, but it's such a fun time. It's a fun little read. It's like reading a news article, but it not being that serious.
Yeah, okay.
And it has this little feature that I didn't know about until Katrina told me, where like if you go on an article, it can read it for you. So you can almost like make it like a podcast kind of.
Love.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Would recommend. Anyway, Clementine Ford has one of those. And in her Substack, Dear Clementine Issue 2, she does a deep dive into, quote, trad wives, liberal white women, and the appeal of fascism to both.
Uh-huh.
And so in that Substack, Clementine Hun criticizes Abbie over her performative activism. And this is a quote from it as well. This is why we have Australian influencers like Abbie Chatfield profiting from the performance of being politically engaged and presenting herself as a voice of feminism and political authority while railing. Railing doesn't sound right.
Think it means rallying. I think you might say rallying.
Against anyone who demands more from her than shallow aphorisms and platforming genocide supporters. So then Abbie Chatfield went on her Instagram stories and shared over TikTok videos claiming that what Clementine is saying is factually incorrect and pretty much misleading her followers about her. Quote from Abbie Chatfield: what she is doing is continually over months at random intervals deciding to go on tirades about me. These are full of lies and exaggerations. She has created content specifically about me, naming me, lying about me, and exaggerating all these things. And then Abbie claims that Clementine has formed a parasocial relationship that is run by hate and alleges that Clementine has been speaking disparagingly about her without authority, despite not knowing her personally. Now, now. I'm all for holding people accountable, but in a world where it's hard enough to be a woman, and it's like, I just don't understand why someone like Clementine Ford, who preaches about being a feminist and like bringing on this new wave of feminism, why are you making your argument so like such a personal attack? Like, I just don't understand where she's coming from, and why do we have to 1v1 one another when it's hard enough to be a woman as it is?
I actually like Abbie Chatfield.
Yeah.
And kind of what you've got in your show notes, I don't always agree with what she says. And I think because she's so passionate, she can sometimes come off aggressive and maybe a bit too like black and white in her opinions. But I don't see that as a flaw, because I'm guilty of that. Like, I think people who are super passionate do that. But I don't think she's done anything wrong, and I don't see why Clementine Ford needs to come out and bash her verbally.
Yeah. For a little bit of context, leading up to the election, Abbie Chatfield. I don't know. You'll have to fill in the gaps for me because I don't actively listen to Abbie Chatfield's podcast or anything, but it comes like snippets come up on my For You page on TikTok. She interviewed someone. I don't know if it was...
She interviewed Albanese and she interviewed Adam Ban.
Yeah.
She did invite Dutton on, but I think Dutton declined.
Yeah. So she did these interviews with political leaders leading up to the election to kind of like spark the conversation and kind of get people a group of people, like people our age, who aren't normally like interested in politics or know a lot about it, and kind of get them into the conversation, get them to vote, really. Yeah. And that's where kind of Clementine's being like, it's all performative activism, blah, blah, blah.
But how is it performative? I don't understand, because
God forbid you try to raise awareness of something without knowing the be all and end all of that topic. I just don't understand her argument.
Abbie's always been very passionate about politics and she is really well educated on that area. Of course she's going to have a bias. She has an opinion. She's always been very open.
You're
about
always going
that.
to align to a party.
Yeah, she's like, aligned to the Greens and Labor, whatever. I don't think what she did was performative at all, because A, she was very clear about her biases up front, and B, like you said, her main thing was trying to bring politics to a broader audience in a palatable and entertaining way that would encourage people to vote and be like, hey, politics doesn't have to be this super scary thing. Like, yes, it's serious, and yes, there's serious repercussions in it, but we also want to, like, this is for everyone. Yeah. And I actually think that what she did, what Hannah Ferguson has done, Hannah Ferguson takes like a much more serious approach, I think. I think they did wonders for the election. And I think, because I'm very passionate about, like, I think...
And Happy Hour as well with Nikki and...
Yeah, like, I am really passionate about people registering to vote, because there is a large number of younger people who don't register to vote. It's only, like, mandatory to vote if you register, right? Yeah. And there's so many people that I know who aren't registered to vote because they're like, oh, I don't care, or whatever. Or there's even people that I know that are registered to vote, but they are just like, I don't really care.
Or like, I don't have the time. I'm not going to line up on my Saturday. I'll just cop the fine.
Well, they like vote, but they take the piss.
Oh, donkey vote, yeah.
Kind of thing. Or they'll just vote for someone because they think it's funny. And I'm like, that frustrates me. And I'm like, that's why I really support Abbie and Hannah coming out and trying to make this interesting to people. I don't know what part of that is performative.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like she's just kind of clutching at straws, but yeah, women just have a hard enough time in social media with crusty, rusty, dusty men just trolling us on socials. So like, why are we actively pitting against one another? Like, for someone that's so on feminism, I'm like, this isn't very girl of you, to be honest.
Do you know what, though? And, like, what I will say is that I don't follow Clementine Ford enough.
No, neither.
However, everything I have heard about her is similar to this. And it's super...
Well, a lot of the people saying on Abbie's videos are like, this is so Clementine coded. Yeah. Like, she's been doing this for years, like, just slandering other women left, right, and center. So, I don't know. Like, again, I don't want to be like, oh, why are we, like, 1v1ing each other and then bagging Clementine Ford? But just, is there really nothing more interesting that you could write an article about? I just it's like, without
having read it in detail, like, I think there is something in talking about the rise of like this whole trad wives thing, and like, but you can talk about these topics without bashing like other women,
bringing other names into it. Yeah,
like just talk about the structure of things, or trad wives as a concept without having to shit on people. Same, whatever she wants to talk about with the election. But it's just, yeah, I agree, because Abbie really hasn't done fucking anything wrong, and I don't think she deserves it. And I think that Clementine is doing this because Abbie, if people mention Abbie's name or talk about what Abbie does, gets them so many views, right? And so Clementine's probably seen this as a way to, you know, controversy gets clicks and shit. And I think that's, you know, probably the core of it. I think she just wants the same attention that Abbie is getting, which whatever. But
if Abbie sees this, you're doing great, sweetie.
oh yeah, keep doing you.
Keep being a slay.
You know you're doing good when
other people run your fucking mouth about you for no reason.
Saying that with that headband is, I'm scared.
Yeah, I'll beat you up.
Oh.
I will beat you up in an alleyway.
Yeah, nah, you know what, Abbie, keep doing you. Big fan.
Don't listen to the haters.
Yeah, fuck him. This one, okay, so what I want to talk about only really has transpired this weekend.
I saw this on my TikTok.
Yeah, so there is an Australian artist, Tani Kelland, and it's come out this weekend that her art style is quite similar to what Sabi you like do with their t-shirts, right? Mm-hmm. Really similar, like vibe, whatever. Anyway, so apparently a few years ago, Tani sold a piece of artwork. It's like this cool cowboy style piece, and on the two like horses is like mermaids, to the owners of Sabi. And then over the weekend, the owners of Sabi posted a video to their socials of them painting over the artwork. So what you see is like this color wash with a heart in the middle. But people have like, I don't know how people picked this up, but they have, and they're correct. And Tani's even confirmed it, where you can recognize the original piece underneath, like particularly the mermaid tails and things like that. And the video that Sabi posted was the female owner painting like writing over the top of what was already painted over top of it. And people are like, what the hell? This is so disrespectful.
Are they painting over it for like a campaign, or like what? Why are they painting over it?
I don't really know why. People have suspected that Tani sells her prints on t-shirts. Yeah. Right? And she's recently been selling these ones with these like flames or something on them, or love heart flames. I don't know. And it's, again, she has her art style is similar to the designs on Sabi. The argument of what came first, chicken or the egg, I don't know. And so people are saying that in retaliation, that's why Sabi have done this. But that's all an assumption. But still, to take an artist piece of work and then paint over it for whatever you're doing on social media is so weird. And I think more than anything, it just comes back to like the owners of Sabi doing the fucking most weirdest shit.
Like, they literally just got over the whole Trump allegation thing and like following people that are aligned with Trump.
Yeah.
To now do this, like, just be sat for a while, guys. Just chill the fuck out. Stop being controversial and doing weird shit.
It blows my mind that no one in that business.
No one raised their hand and was like, maybe let's bank that idea. Let's park it for a couple of weeks and let's just.
How can you not like foresee that this is not going to be, this is not going to go down well? Like, and people aren't stupid. People are going to figure this out. I think that's where they're going wrong, is they are not crediting people online for being as smart as what they are, and they think that they can just pull the wool over people's eyes and get away. Like, well, no one would know. No one has more time on their hands than what we do now, and so everyone's going to investigate it. Like, seriously, it blows my mind. And like, I found out about this because I saw Kate Forster's video on TikTok, which I commented on from us, and she was saying that she'd received a message from someone who had made videos like going against Kate Forster's stance on the Sabi and Trump thing, being like, you know, leave Sabi alone, like backing Sabi, being like, you know, I want to apologize. They clearly, and I'm not even paraphrasing, right? You'd need to go watch Kate's video for the actual wording, but basically was like, this has made me realize that they are shit. I was projecting last time because I was trying to justify being a customer of theirs, in a sense.
Yeah, I get that.
And I think this incident in particular has really changed, I think, the perception for a lot of people that did back Sabi, because they're like, okay, A, you fucked up again, and B, who does that? Like, what? I think people are starting to question like the values and morals behind the people who own Sabi. But again, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Just make t-shirts.
Just be quiet. Just yeah.
Just make t-shirts and
just
stop.
post the things that you like. The shirts you make.
What the?
You don't need to be doing all that. Why? Why?
It's so weird.
Why?
Like,
Nah.
I just, they need to just sit down for a minute and just stop and maybe engage professionals to help them run their socials, who would actually sit there and go, don't know about this one, dog.
Yeah.
That's what they're missing. And I think this is where brands go into trouble. Like the brands that are constantly getting into trouble is because they've got no one in the room going, hey, what if people took it this way?
Yeah.
No one's saying that. There's just such siloed thinking, and it's damaging. Like, I can imagine how damaging this is to Sabi.
It'd be interesting to see if they actually have a social media team or not.
I think they do it in-house.
That's insane.
There is no way that you can churn out that much content, particularly content that is filmed behind the scenes, and be relying on a third-party agency. There is no way.
Well, maybe they should.
No, that's what I think they should. Or at least, at the very least, consult in a communications professional who can go, maybe let's not fuck around.
Yeah, have someone that isn't employed by you guys to kind of approve your post, please. Like,
no,
someone whose employment doesn't really land on whether they say yes or no.
I think brands as a whole, if you sit in a meeting and you are pitching ideas and you never have someone going no or even challenging ideas, that is a huge red flag.
Yeah.
And I think you should
That doesn't mean your ideas are great.
No. It means that you guys are going to be fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, literally.
It's not good. It's not good.
Well, now I can't wear my Sabi shirt in public, so... Well, I don't think I have since the Trump thing because
I haven't seen you wear it.
I don't feel right wearing it now.
I mean,
even more so now.
I mean, what are you going to do though? You bought it pre all of that.
Yeah, I was unawares. But I feel like I need to have like a sign on the back that says I was unaware that
like
Sabi
the date
was
of
shit.
purchase.
Yeah, literally like I need to pin the invoice, the tax invoice to my back and be like, this was before they were poo-poo. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry for supporting.
And you know what sucks? Their stuff's actually cool.
It's
like
cute.
their cowboy like western thing that I think they released last year. Super sick.
But I can't support a brand knowing that they're not ethically aligned with me.
Yeah. And that's where people are getting to. And I get it because like, I mean, this probably seems over the top to some people, but like, okay, say we posted a pod of you wearing it. Imagine like the potential backlash that we could get off of that. See, that's the critical thinking that they're missing. Yeah. Where they're going, okay, well if...
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
Hire us. God.
Yeah.
We'd be cheap, so...
We'd be so cheap.
Oh, dear.
I mean, you'd get some whack content, but at least it won't be fucking this shit.
We start a Substack and we'll provide professional advice. You haven't just watched one thing. You've watched two things.
I've watched
both being series.
I've watched everything that we're talking about this week. And for anyone playing at home, I don't think that's ever happened before. We're on episode 90 and this is the first time.
Unless we go to the cinema. That's the only time that we ever watch the same thing.
A little treat. A treaty treat.
I'm giving the steering wheel to you this week. Oh! You're in charge.
Honor.
You're the leader.
I hate it.
We love the leader.
No, I like just putting in my thoughts when they come to my head. I don't like leading.
I know, but you say better stuff than I do.
Do I? I don't think I do.
I listen back to the podcast and I'm like, these are my two thoughts. Caitlin, shut the fuck up. And second of all, you are way funnier than I am.
No, okay. I am actually going to throttle you in an alley right now.
This turns into like one of those celebrity boxing matches.
Yeah, no. Ding, ding. Let's fucking go because that's lies and slander, Your Honour.
Everyone vote in the comments below. Who's funnier?
No, I don't want to see those fucking results. Some of us have mental health issues, okay? Like, no.
Next week
Absolutely
is
not.
just me doing the pod because you've quit.
You making like 55 different Instagram accounts to vote for yourself. Fuck this bitch.
Clementine, Ford and Sabi are commenting. Love our fans. Fuck.
You know what? If we did that poll right and it like you put down you, me, and then like neither of you are funny, that third option's getting the most votes.
Oh, sure. Yeah. No, it is.
Oh, God.
It is. I wish. No, sorry, I have to share. I would pay every cent in my bank account to know what people think when they listen to us. It would kill me. But this is why it doesn't matter if I spend all my money on it, because I would kill myself at the end of it.
It'd be a way to go. No, I don't know. Some thoughts I just shouldn't know about. You know what I mean?
All right.
Great. Now I think everyone hates me. Anyway.
Okay.
Alrighty, guys. So, Molly May Behind It All Part 2 dropped on Amazon Prime this week. And it follows on from part 1, obviously, of the series. It follows on from part 1. You say so much more smarter stuff than I do. Girl, be fucking for real. Be
so glad you clarified
be
that.
so fucking for real. You know what? We're done. We're done. We're done here. Anyway, so part 1 was 3 episodes. Part 2 is 3 episodes as well. Really weird that they didn't do a recap of part 1.
Yeah.
I had to kind of think about what went on in part 1. And it was pretty much like the build up of Molly May creating her fashion line, maybe.
Yeah.
And like the aftermath of her and Tommy splitting and her raising Bambi and all of that. But this part 2 kicks off with Tommy and Molly May being caught having a cheeky snog at a New Year's party, and then paparazzi trying to follow her for a scoop. In this part, I feel like Molly May kind of loses herself a little bit because she's kind of all into like looking after Bambi but trying to mend her relationship with Tommy, and then trying to navigate the paparazzi and like not really being sure where she lands with Tommy in the first place. And then you've got paparazzi outside trying to photograph her and shit and get like the insider goss. And then there's this part, this is probably the most entertaining part, which is terrible to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. The most entertaining part of this part of the series, where she's like, I grew up with horses. I like did horse riding when I was younger. It's something that like keeps me calm. So she goes to, would you call it a ranch? A place
like
where horses live.
Stables.
Yes. The horse home. And she does like riding lessons, and the paparazzi show up, and she's like, this is so like nerve-wracking. Like, I don't want them to photograph me while I'm doing this. Like, I'm still learning. I don't want the horses to freak out. Lo and behold, the horse freaks out.
Yeah.
She's on it. She's riding it, and she just kind of loses control. Because she's so conscious about the paparazzi, and then she literally hits the fucking deck. Hey,
Dude, it was
like
loud.
she falls off and she hits like a post, like she slams into a post and then she hits the ground.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that shit looked fucking painful.
I am terrified of horses because of shit like that.
Horses can sense fear.
Yeah.
I am full of that.
Yeah.
So
It's what fuels me.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So why the fuck would I get on one? That's crazy. Yeah, so she hits the deck. She handles it like an absolute champ though. She's laughing it off. She got back up on the horse.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because I would have called it a day and I would have sued. So I'm not getting back on that horse. You'll be hearing from my lawyers. Good day to you.
Yeah.
And then what else happened? I can't really.
She goes on that. She's working with that hair brand.
I couldn't tell you the name of the hair brand.
And I don't think they even say it. And then she organizes the campaign shoot in Switzerland.
Yes, that was a fun time. Those photos, I remember seeing those photos on my Instagram feed when they first dropped.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Yeah.
She can take a fucking photo.
Yeah, she's good with content,
Oh,
dude. She knows
she's
what she's
great
doing.
with content.
And then she decides for International Women's Day, she's going to rent a coffee van and give out a shit ton of free coffees and stuff to women and like brand the van as maybe. I think that's really the end of it, to be honest.
Yeah. She kind of patches things up with Tommy a little bit. They're kind of like doing sleepovers and stuff. And then there's this whole bit about her sister Jess and how Molly kind of feels like she's not on board with...
Is that her sister's name?
Is that her sister's name? It's probably not. I'm calling her Jess.
I thought it was Zoe.
Oh, yeah, that sounds right.
It's Zoe. No, okay, we're going with Jess.
I like Jess. Anyway, Zoe. Sorry. Apologies to Zoe. I just made a whole entire thing up in my head. Yeah, about how Zoe isn't really supportive of Molly May and Tommy getting back together after how Tommy's treated her, but they kind of sort it out and
they do like Irish dancing.
They get they do a little jig and they're like, all's forgiven.
Yeah. If we have a beef, that's how we have to fix it.
Irish dancing.
Yeah.
Riverland. Is that River Song? River
Song.
Is that
Riverside, motherfucker?
What a banger. Now, my issue with part 2, I loved part 1. Part 1 really made me see Molly in a different light and make me want to follow her and like watch her vlogs and you know, like I really enjoyed it. I feel like part 2 was really lackluster for me. Yeah,
it was. It was like there was no build up from part 1.
There was no real cliffhanger really.
No.
Or like just, I don't know. I feel like nothing really happened in this part of the series. And I wanted to watch this series initially to kind of get more of a feel for who Molly May was, like the business side of her as well, like how she goes about her business, how she goes about her collaborations, how she goes about her content, what her day-to-day life looks like. And I don't know, I just feel like I didn't really get that from this season because it was so heavily focused on her relationship with Tommy, and I just really don't give a fuck, respectfully.
Well, that's what made part 1 so interesting, because you had the launch of Maybe, and then like the backlash because the products weren't as good as what people thought that they were. There was all those issues. Then she had the pop-up. There was so much more about, and you know, looking into how she creates content. There was so much more of that. And yeah, they were the best bits of part 1. That's what I loved the most.
And there was like nothing about that. There was no follow-up about Maybe and like how that's going.
Yeah, like what happens with all the issues.
Yeah, like maybe because like, I don't know, something's going on behind the scenes. Who's to say? But yeah, I just found this very I watched all 3 episodes, but at the end I was like, oh, okay.
I'd be interested to know how much weight she had in terms of dictating what actually made it into each episode, because the Tommy thing means a lot to her, and she would obviously be very, very interested. And I think coming off of Love Island, and then her relationship is so like popular in the press, maybe there was a misconception that is what everyone cares about. But the problem is the first 3 episodes of Molly May Behind It All, I think, changed people's perception, and they were like, oh fuck, we actually care way more about like who Molly May is as a person and what she does like career wise. The Tommy stuff, whatever, we can see it in the press. And that's the other thing, is that it wasn't like there was anything about her relationship with Tommy that was super interesting. It was very much the fact that he doesn't feature in it besides like some phone calls, and it's very much like they're just working it out. They're just co-parenting. Yeah. That's not interesting.
No.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
It's not like I think if he was on camera and he was in it and he was giving his side of it, that would have been a completely different story.
Yeah.
But when you're only seeing one person's side of things, I mean, you lose interest pretty quickly.
Yeah. Definitely. And I feel like that whole side of like her relationship with Tommy just felt very curated, kind of.
I mean, yeah, there's just nothing to say. Like, she...
Yeah.
I really like her though. Like
I do really like her, and like this makes me want to watch. I don't know if she still does them, like her vlogs.
I think so. I think she does.
Like I feel like she would absolutely slay in that format.
Yeah.
Like where it's just her filming herself, going about her day. That I would be interested in.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it was a bit of a stretch to make 2 parts of a series about her.
Yeah. I don't know if they could do more. Like with this, I personally wouldn't unless something big happened in her life, because even if they continued to follow just her with the maybe line, I think that could get very old pretty quickly, because like to her credit, she's not a dramatic or controversial person at all. So like while it's all well and good for us to see a snippet behind the scenes, that's not going to keep people's attention long term.
What I did find interesting about this part of the series, though, was the bit where she talks about how she got a lot of her filler dissolved from her face, and like the before and afters, because she was so young when she had it done, like straight after coming off of Love Island, I think, or even like before she started getting work done. And like you see her then and then her face now, completely different person.
Oh, yeah.
Like absolutely crazy.
Yeah. She's so pretty though.
She's stunning.
She doesn't need it. I think it's good that she's come out and she's shown that, because I think that's so important, because we've kind of come to a point where fillers and getting work done is not only normalized, but people talk about it because they don't want to hide it. But it's like, okay, that's great, but let's show the opposite, because now while I think that's healthy, that's still encouraging like this environment when people just go over the top, and we need to show, okay, this is what happens when you do go over the top. So,
I feel like you get a bit of blindness with it too. Like you just want more.
Yeah.
And like you just don't know when to stop.
Yeah, I agree. And I think because she says that she started when she was like 16 or 17.
Like that's insane.
Yeah. You shouldn't be able, same thing with tattoos. I think under the age of 25, you shouldn't be able to.
Yeah, think it through.
Do it after you're 25, because I think you would have completely different ideas.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. The second thing that we watched this week is season 2 of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives on Disney Plus.
Hell yeah.
Did you get through all the episodes?
I did. I would like to note that I not only finished this, but I finished the Molly May series 3 minutes before I left to come here.
Damn.
I was
watching
cramming.
on 2 times speed.
I was sweating. Yeah, I was like, I can't not have watched everything when you've gone above and beyond to watch everything.
Stop. I wish that was me every week, but that's simply not the case. I'm like, it is what it is. So I feel like so much happens in 10 episodes. It felt like it was more than 10 episodes in this season. Just so much fucking happens. So it kind of starts off with Jen and her husband Zac. At the end of season 1, there was this whole palaver about the girls doing a girls trip and ending up at Chippendales. Yeah. And Zac ripping Jen a new one, saying that she's like morally wrong and not the person that he wants to end up with, and giving her shit for being in attendance, essentially. Yeah. And all of the girls are kind of backing Jen, being like, you can't let him treat you like this. Like, he's being so like irrational and, you know, like pot calling the kettle black when he's giving you shit when he's off like gambling his medical school tuition and all this shit. Anyway, so it starts off with Zac rocking up to Jen's Airbnb and being like, I've changed. I want to give us another chance. Like, how I reacted was wrong. I've gone to therapy. And at first glance, you're like, oh, stock standard. Like, this man's like apologizing because he got called out. Mm-hmm. But as the season progresses, I hate to say it, I don't hate Zac as much as what I did in season 1. He seems like he's changed.
I feel like he has changed. And I also feel like he is not wholly to blame, because in season 2 we see, and it kind of comes out, that Jen is lying to her friends, but then she's also lying to Zac about scenarios, because it just depends on, she's so worried about how people are going to perceive her that she's just lying to everyone. And I think that is the catalyst for a lot of these problems. Like, take in season 2 at the Halloween party, they set up like a new Chippendales thing to kind of, because the whole thing is that Zac's been to therapy, Zac's changed. So Demi and Jessi are like, well, let's test that theory. And so their husbands like learn the Chippendales thing. They bring in one of the Chippendales dancers, and the whole thing is that they're going to dance on Jen in front of Zac. And then Zac like loses it, and she's like, I didn't know that this was going to happen. If I had known, like, I would have told them not to do this. Flip the script, because then there's footage
show the cameras
of her getting her hair done at Jessi's salon, where the girls are telling her what they're going to do. And she's like, oh my God, that's the best idea ever. I love that. Wow.
Yeah.
Whatever. Has told Zac something completely different. And then when she's confronted by Jessi and Demi about it, she stands 10 toes on the fact that she didn't know about it. And I'm like, no wonder you guys are having issues, because you are lying to everyone.
Yeah. I feel for Jen. And by the way, spoilers. Like, we're going to go through everything. So if you're watching it and you don't want to know what's going on, skip forward. But we've already like...
We say that at the end.
Yeah. We've ruined like half the season for you. I feel for Jen, because clearly she's not all there like mentally. And I feel like she's projecting a bit. Like what she lies about, I don't know. I just feel like it's so that she has something, so that she feels interesting. I don't know.
I think she still sees Zac as being this super controlling person, like he was in season 1. And I think she's so used to having to lie to avoid him reacting to things that she can't get out of it.
Yeah.
And now that it's coming to light, plus everything else that's happening in her life, it's like really impacted her mental health. And one thing Layla says when Jen sends them that video, basically explaining where she's at mentally, Layla goes, listen, I don't defend her actions. She hurt us all. But at the end of the day, her mental health trumps all of that. I totally agree.
Yeah.
Like, I absolutely think that Jen's mental health is like the number one priority. And look, at the end of the day, she hasn't actually done anything that bad, but you still can't be lying to people.
Your friends especially.
To make, like that's not.
And your
cool.
partner.
Yeah, that's not going to fix anything.
Yeah.
But I think she knows that.
But credit where it's due, though. Although Zac kind of picks up on places where she's lied to him and to her friends, he still defends her and is by her side.
Yeah.
And he's still like, no, like, I'm still going to back my wife.
Yeah.
Like, this is something that we have to kind of resolve just between us. Like, I'm not here to shit talk Jen.
Yeah.
And he's even like that to the cameras. He's like, I don't want to talk badly about my wife.
Yeah, even when he gets super frustrated, or then it comes up when he's at Whitney and Connor's house, and they start, I don't know, it kind of comes up about the rumors about Demi, and he's like, I don't really want to bring it, I don't want to be the one to bring it up. That's for other people, or like Jen or whatever. So I think he's had his redemption arc, but yes, it would be interesting, like, if Jen wasn't lying about things, it would be interesting to see how he would react to things, and if he was controlling, because I think that's going to be the tell. It's really hard to judge how controlling he is when he's also not being fed the truth.
Yeah.
So, but then, speaking of fucking couple drama, Taylor and Dakota.
Oh my God.
Just very similar to like the Tommy and Molly thing, but except Tommy and Molly aren't this crazy. On again, off again. They're separated. They don't know if they're going to get back together. But now they obviously have this kid. Also, who names their kid Ever? I will shit on that. That's like, come on.
Yeah.
And it comes to like, this kind of came through at the end of season 1, where Dakota had allegedly cheated on Taylor at the start of their relationship with a woman named Jenna. Jenna comes into season 2 just for briefly to speak with Taylor and like show her the receipts, whatever. One thing I did pick up on at the like family barbecue at Taylor's parents' house was the cheating happened when Dakota and Taylor had only just started seeing each other. They weren't official. They'd like hung out 3 times. And that's when he'd hooked up with this Jenna girl.
I'm so glad you brought it up, because when that played and Dakota was like, I saw her 3 times and then we slept together, I was like, hang on. y'all weren't even fucking dating yet.
Yeah.
Like, Taylor's so mad that he was seeing someone else at the same time as her when they weren't even exclusive.
Yeah, I feel like...
At the end of the day, it's a man.
Yeah, we're not here to defend Dakota by any means.
Whether he is telling you that you're the love of his life, that, you know, he loves you this much and, like, he wants to be with it, whatever, unless he's explicitly telling you that you're exclusive, you pretty much need to assume that he's just saying the same thing to someone else.
Yeah, I don't think that the whole scenario warranted as much attention and emotion as it had because of that. I think the reality is that Taylor is just a hurt person.
Yeah.
Prior to this. And this scenario is almost not her excuse, because I don't think she's subconsciously using it as an excuse, but it is like the catalyst for her just losing the plot because like of all the hurt in her. Yeah. And then you look at her family, and so that same barbecue, her dad's like, hang on a second, you're attacking Dakota, but you're the one that had sex with him after only hanging out with him for three times.
What does that say about you?
What does that say about you? Hang on a second, bald man. Right?
Yeah, that was uncalled for.
You, like, I don't give a fuck if she saw him for 3 minutes. She can do whatever she wants.
Do not say that she deserves to be treated like that.
Because you didn't say that same thing to Dakota. It wasn't, you only hung out with her three times and then you're having sex.
Yeah.
How about you go to Ashley and Martin and worry about your own fucking problems instead of attacking your own daughter, which is absolutely insane. And her whole family sat there.
And no one blinked an eye when he said that either.
No, that was just a normal thing.
They were like,
That her whole family sat there and sided with Dakota and attacked her, and not a single person stood up for her, right? Whether she was in the right or not is completely different. No one's saying that like they have to be like, oh, Dakota's in the wrong, she's in the right. But for the love of God, this is a man that's not even fucking related to you, and you're backing him and not her.
It's crazy.
On TV.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like, no wonder she feels so alone in it. Like, yeah, her parents are there to like, you know, help her out, but if that's how they're feeling deep down, how supported can you really feel? And
you wonder why she comes into these like into moments so like hot and heavy and like always looking for a fight and always so emotional. It's because her fucking family treats her like shit. Seriously, they need to really. And the mum coming into season 2 with an entire fucking new face, crazy. Like, she clearly is jealous of Taylor and all the attention that Taylor gets, and trying to like have her moment off the back of it. And I don't know, her family, even in season 1, they gave me bad vibes. Don't get me wrong. Do I think her and Dakota, you know, jumped the gun on having a kid? Yeah, I do.
Absolutely.
Right? But it's too late. Shit happened, right? But the way that her family just continued to bash her for it, like, fuck off.
And like telling her to stay with Dakota,
that
even though it's like you can clearly see that it's having like a huge impact on her mental health.
They're not even married. Who cares?
And how toxic like their relationship is to begin with. And she's like, and her mum and her stepdad are like, oh, you should just see it through. Like, if you give up every time there's a hardship, like, you're not going to end up with anyone.
They're not just having a hardship. This man is an ex-addict who treats her like shit. And yes, okay, so the cheating scandal happened when they weren't even together. But he's
still cheating, like, though. Still sleeping with someone on the side.
Yeah, like, I just...
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no, that pissed me off. And then...
I feel for her because I can imagine that it would be such a hard cycle to break when your own self-worth is so low and you think that's like all that you kind of deserve, or like all that you know is like that cycle of arguing, like the toxicity, making up, having sex, and it just rehashing again. Like,
and then the people in your life telling you, no, like, you need to put up with that. Yeah. That's all you should deal with.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's, a crazy thing to kind of break. So I feel for her when she's kind of like that. She's like, oh, I don't think I can see myself being with Dakota. And then they're like, oh, so are you guys like having sex? And she's like, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah, I think people expect so much from her when, like, she doesn't have a normal support system.
She like starts getting therapy during season 2, and thank God, because
Oh, yeah, she needs it.
they all need it, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
Like, but in saying that, though, she kind of has a bit of beef with Demi this season. And I feel like all of that could have not happened if Taylor just stopped doing this thing where whenever she has an issue with someone, she posts about it online.
Mm-hmm.
Just confront the person that you have the beef with.
Yeah, it was super interesting when they were at that dinner and Taylor brings up that between the seasons, there was an instance where Demi was like, I would happily push Jessi, who's meant to be her best friend, off the show if it meant that her contract value increased, like she got more money from it. I think that was crazy.
That's
because,
bananas.
like, there is not a world scenario where if we were ever in a business scenario where I would rather push you out of it if it meant that I earned more money.
I'd be like, if you did do that, I'd be like, you know what? Fair.
No, but I wouldn't, like, what's the
like,
point?
That's fair. Yeah, like, I don't know, especially like with your best friend too. Like, that is diabolical.
Yeah.
Diabolical.
I just can't picture a world in which Demi is not making enough money outside of the show to warrant that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And then, like, her justification of it was almost kind of like, oh, well, you know, Jessi has her own other business, and like, if I was a millionaire, I wouldn't care that much about what money I make on MomTok either. And I'm like, that's fucking kind of besides the point. What, just because she has another business, she's not entitled to the money that she's worth?
Yeah,
what?
you don't get to dictate that for her.
That's fucking crazy.
If you want more money, go make a side business. Like, go make something out of the name that these people have helped you create. That's what I don't understand.
I don't know. It's fucking weird.
And then there was, this whole thing between Demi and Taylor where it was like Taylor's seen as like the leader and the top dog. And Demi is like, you know, you're not all that fucking hot shit. You know, you're not the leader of the group anymore, and is like really challenging it.
Yeah,
and
she's like, how Taylor presents herself online is detrimental to the business. Like, she's not a good person to lead the group when she's always in all of this turmoil all the time.
Which I can understand, because like I totally think that the way that Taylor handled them not commenting on her post about her presenting at the CMAs, that was a bit over the top. Like, that's like, if they're messaging you privately, that matters more.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
And if the concern is the public perception of the group not supporting her, then why the fuck would you come out and just add fuel to the fire?
Yeah.
But then the other thing is like, okay, so Demi cares so much about the way that Taylor is portraying everyone publicly, but then behind the scenes, she's willing to literally push people out for her own gain. I think they're both in the wrong. I think...
Yeah, I can see it from both sides for sure.
The one thing I noticed this season is there was so much more focus on the show itself and the people in the group thinking that they deserve more than others, like Demi or Taylor in this instance. People holding off to like reconcile or communicate with members of the group until cameras are rolling. Like, I think it was that same dinner. It came up about Whitney, you know, getting in touch with people and reconciling things. And she made a comment about like doing it in the season. And someone goes, so you only did it when cameras are rolling? And she goes, yeah, well, no shit, we're on a reality TV show.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. It just... this constant focus on the show itself, it took away the beauty of reality TV for me. Like, and they keep spinning this whole, like, you know, we're MomTok and we're a group of friends, and this is not a group of friends. This is a group of colleagues who see their money and opportunities as competition. And I think they need to like understand that and be able to draw a line, because you can sit here and keep spinning that you guys are friends and the whole like mantra of MomTok and we're like women supporting women. There is none of that. You guys are nothing more than colleagues.
Yeah,
like
100%. And it shows with how they treat one another.
Yeah.
Like, I would never talk to a friend the way that they speak to one another.
No, and because I was thinking about this watching it, and I'm like, because they're like, a lot of them are the same age as you and I just could never imagine our group of friends having the number of issues and dramas that they have, or even the same type of issues that they have. The only scenario I can see myself beefing with people like that is work scenarios. That's the only place I can see it. And that's why I'm like, they can't keep spinning this narrative that they're friends, because they're not.
Yeah.
Like that meeting where they all sat down to figure out the future of MomTok, and
it was like survivors voting.
Yeah, and Taylor's like fucking telling Demi to go, like, you know, leave or whatever. And they're like voting each other. That is not friendship.
No.
That is not like Michaela's beef with Whitney and like all of this. Not at the age of 30. No way.
Nah, it's crazy. I feel like maybe they, like, before the series started, I feel like, yeah, absolutely, they would have been friends on MomTok. But I feel like the fame has got to them a bit. And now it's kind of just ruined everything.
Yeah, 100%. And the bit that I find interesting is they seem so desperate to hold on to this MomTok, and they keep referencing it as a business. All it is when they come together and film and post TikToks together on their individual accounts as a group. That's not a business, right? You guys make money off of your own profiles. The only thing MomTok is really like, I guess your views would increase when they're all together. But they need to, unless MomTok actually evolves into a legitimate business, like it's its own account, or maybe they're making merch and doing events and like, you know, the show, I guess, is now the business part of MomTok. You can't sit there and go, guys, this is a business, and we need to make business decisions.
Show me your ABN.
Like, shut the fuck. You guys would be fine without it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
you just branch off and call it a day. Like, I don't know. I feel like at some point, and it's very telling that no one has really raised, like, at the end of the day, our friendship is more important than money.
Yeah.
Like, crazy.
I think where they're doing themselves a disservice is they're putting all their energy into fighting for screen time on this show, but they're not putting that energy into building businesses on the side. If they were smart, they would be using this like fame.
Jessi, for example. Yeah. Jessi's got it down pat.
Yeah, if they were smart, they would be using their fame and attention to be launching their own brands. That Macy's probably a good example, because like with the book thing and her brand,
multivitamins. Yeah,
everyone should be doing shit like that, right? Taylor, don't worry about fucking Dakota. He's a bum ass loser anyway.
Get a hobby.
Make a brand for yourself, right? Demi, if you really give go make a fashion line. Do something with your brand other than sit there and say, I was the fan favorite in season 1.
Who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
At this rate, we probably won't get a season 4, so.
Well, yeah, we're definitely getting a season 3 because the cliffhanger with like the alleged Jessi.
I can't believe I have to wait another fucking however long to get closure for that anecdote.
That's finally the best part of the whole season
at the end.
And keep in mind, it was a good season. I really enjoyed this, but like I said, a lot of it was just them beefing about who's on the show and the businesses, like whatever this fucking business is.
I want drama.
I want affairs.
Capital D.
Yeah. We finally might be getting an affair and something actually juicy,
and we have to wait.
Well, wow.
10 business years.
What
fucking
the
bullshit. Fucking bullshit.
What the hell? So, yeah, I think I loved it. It was such a good show.
How do you feel about Miranda trying to weasel her way back in?
I thought that more would pop off with her coming in, but it didn't.
Very anticlimactic, hey?
And can I also say the whole swinging thing was made out to be way more than what it actually was.
They actually go into detail about what kind of happened, and I was like, oh.
That's it. Literally, it's like people maybe kissing each other.
Dry humping,
and then couples having sex in the same room and bed or whatever, which, okay, like, yeah, that's fucking crazy in itself. But they made it seem like this whole thing where they were having like group orgies. Swapping partners,
bussing one another, none of that.
And then you guys are all sitting there saying that, like,
scandal
and like
absolute scandal.
When they sat there and went through the detail, I literally went, I have been conned.
Yeah.
I have been scammed.
Literally.
Wow. Yeah, that's fucking nuts. What else happened? I think that was the main stuff, to be fair. Oh, Okay, so when they're in Arizona, I think it is, and Layla's like, for breakfast, let's play pregnancy roulette.
Oh, God. Read the room, Layla.
Like, she knew. So in this season, Demi is open about her fertility struggles and how her and Brett are trying to have a child because they have kids separately but not together. And she talks about how, like, they've been trying for ages to have a child and it's really hard, like, you know, on both ends because she has endometriosis and he has, like, quite a low sperm count.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude is old as fuck, but and then, so they all know this. They are all very well aware. They're very well aware of how, like, the sensitivities for her around this and how emotional it's been for her. Like, she cries at that dinner. And then Layla goes, you know what? Let's play pregnancy roulette. And then Demi has a full meltdown because of it, which understandable.
Yeah.
That was the shadiest fucking thing. And I think people should have confronted Layla way more than what they did.
Oh, yeah. Like, Layla is probably one of my least favorite characters or people.
We'll go with character.
On the show because she will stir the pot, but she won't take accountability and she has no spine. She doesn't stand up to anyone.
I'm glad you noticed this.
She has thoughts, but she never fucking says them, and she always goes with majority rule. Like, whoever everyone's hating at the moment, she's on it.
She will side with whoever she's talking with one-on-one in the moment, and all she does is sit in the corner and stir shit between showing Taylor the text messages of that group chat with Demi and Jessi and whatever. That was unnecessary. That really did nothing for anyone.
Yeah.
And she sits there and she stirs shit. And I think she's calculated. I think she's doing it on purpose because she knows that that is the only way she gets screen time because she does not have an interesting storyline herself.
No. Agreed.
I picked up on that and I was like, Layla, you are something else.
And I'm all for, like, don't get me wrong, absolutely stir the pot. But if someone asks you about it, be like, yeah, that was me.
Yeah, at least stand your ground. Like,
stand 10 toes on business. If that's your MO, stand by it.
Like, a lot of people don't like Demi this season, and you know, a lot of people have spoken shit about her, like, just online commentary, and I understand why. But at the very least, she said shit with her chest, and she said it to the people directly involved. Like, yeah, at least she owns her shit. Layla then fucking sits there on the couch, acting like she don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
She is so annoying.
And, like, she actively tells Taylor, she's like, I don't really like Demi at the moment. Like, you're 100% in the right, whatever. And then Taylor calls her out and she's like, well, you better have my back when I confront her about it at, like, this Saints and Sinners party.
And she's like, yeah, I will. Doesn't say shit.
Mute.
Does not say fucking shit.
It's actual, like, I hate that. Yeah. I hate that in people.
Yes, I agree.
Like, if you feel like someone's in the wrong, just call them out on it.
Yeah.
And, like, if you are really friends with these people, then it should be a safe space for you to say that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she needs to be watched, that one. I think people should be hating on her more than they're hating on everyone else.
Yeah, agreed.
Whitney was fine this season.
Whitney tries too hard.
Yeah, I see that.
She just wanted nothing more than to be in MomTok, and she was willing to say whatever she needed to say to get people to vote for her.
Yeah.
And then when they did, she was like, well, I don't give a fuck about anything anymore because I got what I wanted.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. You know what? Despite everything that happened this season, I really like Demi.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
I feel... Okay, so I'm going to be a little bit sympathetic to her because I feel like, and I could be completely wrong, usually am, I feel like the whole thing with her being willing to push Jessi out for more money, right? She has no real world business experience, right? And she suddenly shot to fame. And she was a fan favorite in season 1. Like, I think people did really like her. And she knows in the back of her mind that there's an opportunity and she needs to capitalize on it, but she doesn't know how. And so she's gone about it in the complete wrong way. And she did, like, they did say that that whole thing with her and Jessi happened when they were fighting, right? And so I think had they not been fighting, it wouldn't have been the same thing. Because keep in mind, her and Taylor were beefing, and then so she took that as an opportunity to be like, Taylor, I think you're fucked. You shouldn't be in it. I think she doesn't know how to take this and do something with it. And I think she sees people like Jessi doing really well. She sees people like Taylor who's even doing really well. And she's like, how do I do that? And don't get me wrong, going about it all the wrong way. But I feel a little bit sympathetic for her because I think she's just naive and she doesn't know what she's doing.
But like, why is it every time she's beefing with someone, her reaction is to boot them out of the group? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, learn from it. Understand, like, okay, like, just because I'm beefing with someone doesn't mean that they don't have the same right to be here as what I do.
Yeah.
It's just a recurring theme. And also, what I don't like about Demi is her idea of loyalty, where, like, if she's hating on someone, if you don't hate them too, you're not a friend.
Yeah, I don't like that.
That's fucking crazy.
I don't like that. That's just annoying.
That's a dictatorship, actually.
Yeah. All right, Kim Jong-un.
Well, yeah. What in the Kim Jong-un is going on right now?
Like, yeah, I think they all take it too seriously as well. Like, at the end of the day, you're not saving lives. You're literally
also,
influencers.
girl, you are fucking 30 years old.
That's the other thing. I'm like, I just can't picture, like, we would never act like that.
Are a mother.
Yeah.
Your frontal lobe is fully developed.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kind of expect a little bit more rational thinking.
Yeah. Well, I need her to have a redemption arc. If she doesn't have a redemption arc next season, then I'll admit defeat. Also, I love Jessi.
Yeah, she's great.
I really love it. Like, the way that she speaks so well. Yeah, she's my favorite. I need Taylor to brush her hair.
Her and Macy.
Yeah, her and Macy, my favorite.
Yeah.
I need Taylor to brush her hair. That really pisses me off.
Oh, God, yeah. Sometimes it looks real good. Sometimes not so good.
Yeah, and maybe that's what sparked my desire to look after my hair. Because I'm like, I'll be damned if I've been looking like that.
Oh, be damned.
Yes.
But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what season 3 brings. That's for sure.
And you read a book this week.
And I read a book this week, but you know what? I'll review that next week.
All right, my dude.
I feel like we've done plenty here.
Okay, it's just like the Mormon wives thing.
Yeah,
we're
holding you on a cliffhanger.
You get the best bit next week.
Tune into season 3 next week. Love you.
Bye.
Bye.